Welcome to Let's Talk Nonprofit with Brittany Johnson. Welcome to Let's Talk Nonprofit. I am your host, Brittany J, and we have a great show for you all today. We have a special guest in the studio. We have our nonprofit news, our service highlights, and we have our motivational moment by Ms. Joanne Dean. I'm so excited about today, y'all. So just sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. All right, so let's jump into the nonprofit news. So I found these articles about millennials and Instagram. So when they talk about millennials and how we are evolving and growing in different areas, and one area that I see that we definitely are growing in is the way that we give. And so just to give a little bit background, if you don't know, millennials are born between 1981 and the 2000s. Lord, I feel old already. But millennials, they say that believe that giving is a more moral right, as opposed to, just saying, oh, I just want to give because I believe in this cause. No, they believe that it's their duty to give, and they want to change the word of philanthropist and make sure that we are doing it because we want to, and not just not have it attached to like a status, because now you have philanthropists are associated with status and the money that they are making and how much they give, in a certain tax bracket. But now there's like their philanthropy. If they give $20, they give $50, they're still a philanthropist, right? And also they're seeking jobs now that are aligned with philanthropy work, that are more aligned with their morals. So I think that was very cool. And then now, especially now with millennials, now we talking about Instagram. Instagram is a whole nother beast. You ever just get caught up in just scrolling through Instagram? I know I do. But that's beside the point. But Instagram are now boosting fundraising capabilities for group efforts. So if you notice on Facebook, they have you have some organizations that are reaching out to other people to help them raise money for their cause. Now, Instagram is now adding that same capability as well, so that groups, they can go and have co-sponsors to help them reach their financial goal, and it's a more direct way to get more people involved with raising money and raising awareness of their organization. I think I'm gonna start using that too. So that's a good look, Instagram. I like that. So now we're going to move into our service highlight of the day. Our first highlight is Restoring One's Hope of Atlanta, which is found by your girl, the one and only Brittany J, founder and CEO of Restoring One's Hope of Atlanta. And pretty much our mission is to provide wraparound services to the homeless population by providing them with food, clothing, counseling, life coach, job readiness, and different life skills that can help them become working class citizens in the world, right? So that's pretty much what we do. You can follow Restoring One's Hope of Atlanta on Facebook and Instagram. On Instagram is restoring_ones_hope_ATL. And on Facebook, it's just Restoring One's Hope of Atlanta, INC. Check us out. Feel free to donate. We have our monthly service projects where we donate and distribute 250 meals within this Atlanta area. And, we include and would like for everybody to come on out and volunteer and to help support the cause, because we're doing great things in the world and we want to make sure that we include everybody in our efforts. So now we want to go to our special guest that we have today, and I found out that she is also a fellow Clark Atlanta. student, and we're going to claim it. Her name is Miss Tiffany Brown Davis. She is from Mount Vernon, New York. She is a mother, a wife, entrepreneur, philanthropist, mentor, and coach. Tiffany is a proud Clark Atlanta University alumni who received her bachelor's degree in psychology, and she's currently pursuing her master's degree in social work. So please, you guys, let's welcome Miss Tiffany Brown Davis. Well, hello, Miss Tiffany.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm doing well.
Welcome to Let's Talk Nonprofit. We're so happy to have you here today because I hear that you are doing great things in the community, and I want people to know and about your organization and about you. So please, let's jump right in and tell us about yourself.
Sure. So my name is Tiffany Brown Davis. I am a native of Mount Vernon, New York. I moved here actually in 2007 to Atlanta Clark Atlanta University for my undergrad, where I graduated my bachelor's in psychology. Currently, I am pursuing my master's in social work. I guess a little bit more about me. I guess I like to call myself a serial entrepreneur. I just love to create. So one of the things kind of in high school that a skill I honed on or enjoyed was architecture and designing and building.
Mm-hmm.
So a little fun fact about me, I love The Sims.
Okay.
So I've always loved that. And I guess with The Sims, just because I'm able to build and create and deal with people, I guess that's where the psychology comes from. But so with that, me and my husband, we actually co-founded a company, 80 Carpentry Repairs, where we actually design a lot of custom things. So we do custom woodwork, custom barn doors and things like that. So
nice.
I get to be the designer behind that. So it's kind of fun because while I get to pursue like what I did in school, but at the same time, I get to kind of go back to a little bit of my old passion and actually get to fulfill it now by designing in people's homes and stuff.
Oh, I'm calling on you to do.
Absolutely. I'm ready.
So I hear that you have a nonprofit organization called the Belle Project.
Young Belle Project?
Yes. Tell me about it.
Sure. So the Young Belle Project is kind of like, it's my baby. I like to call it that. And really, our mission is to expose and engage and empower young women by providing them the different skills necessary to create successful futures for themselves and to build prominent leaders for the future.
Okay, that's
so
important.
Within our organization, I mean, one of my biggest things, that big word exposure, is something I really is a big passion of mine because kind of like I shared with you, me back in high school, I got an opportunity to do a lot of different things. And I feel like that exposure really allowed me to kind of see the different gifts that were, I guess, within me and the different things that I might have wanted to do. Because I would have never realized like, oh, you like psychology.
Right.
But I was able to take a course in high school that allowed me to kind of do that and see what psychology looked like. And I was like, bet, that's what I'm doing when I go to school.
Okay.
And what I noticed is that even within my matriculation through Clark Atlanta and volunteering with other organizations, I noticed skills wasn't a big thing. You know, we talk a lot to girls, but we don't really provide certain skill sets. So within the organization, that exposure part is really being able to provide different experiences and opportunities that allow them to kind of see themselves in different lights. So not just one type of field like doctors, teachers, lawyers, but really like, exactly, but definitely like you can be a designer, fashion designer, you can be a talk show host, you know, and then the fact that, well, we always like to say, you know, you see a Beyonce, but there's a lot of people behind Beyonce who makes her what she is. And, you know, people don't realize that, you know, everybody's like, I want Beyonce. But the reality is like, but you can be the person that does the video. You can be the person that does the photography. Like, you can make money too. And
the hairstylist.
The designer to do the clothes.
They make really good money.
Exactly. So being able to kind of expose girls and engage them in different opportunities that kind of allow them to see where they may fit in.
Right. So tell me, how does the Young Belle Project correlates with you and your upbringing?
So kind of, I know one of the things, while I did get a lot of opportunities in high school, I'll never forget, like, I always kind of wanted to, you know, I had friends who could braid and friends who could do all these different things that would make them money. I'm thinking like, man, I can't do
number one hustle.
Yeah, I can't do none of that stuff. Like, what can I do? You know, so what I realized is when it came to the girls, and like I said, I love entrepreneurship, that's my passion, and being able to work for myself and, create things daily and being able to just do what I want to do in the ways that I want to do it. Call me crazy, I guess, but that's just what I love. But with the organization, showing girls that, with entrepreneurship or just with, the exposure part, learning different things, and being able to make money from that. So, I deal with at-risk girls. I deal with girls who are in low-income communities a lot of times. So, financially, that's a big thing, and usually that's a hardship. So and then with that hardship comes the low self-esteem, not being able to do certain stuff and feeling like I'm not good enough because I don't have that money. So with an organization, that exposure, like I shared, we're able to teach them different skills, kind of like, let's say that braiding, but in our terms, we have a fashion entrepreneurship program. Right. So, learning how to design and do things where I have one girl who actually went and created a business where she was creating stacked jeans from learning how to sew within the program, which is kind of cool because it's like, had she might have not been in the program and learned those skills, she might have not been able to kind of create her own little hustle and make some money. And I feel like it's important for girls to have just some type of skill set they feel like they can kind of enhance on or do something or build upon, because it's like when they go back into these communities or they go into the schools where there's not a lot of that, right? Or not a lot of skills being taught.
Yeah, I think that's what's lacking in school systems overall. Like we taught the fundamentals, but we're not taught how to put the skill set with the fundamentals so that we can apply it. Exactly. Because it's just like even in college, like we're taught the book knowledge about things, but we have to go into the real world in order to find out how to actually put it to practice. And that's great that you all are, doing that, providing that service and skill set so that they can, actually have practice and put it into work as they're right. So, can you expound on your mission statement?
Sure. So kind of like I was saying with the exposure. So one of the big things I like to do is network and connect with a lot of other professional women. So not only are we providing opportunities, but definitely opportunities to build their own network, the girls. So, they're able to kind of meet different people within the different programs we do. So one of our biggest things that I love is our conference. It's our BU Empowerment Conference. So we've done 5 so far, which has been really cool. And it's free of charge. And we get to connect with other organizations and programs and shelters and group homes. And we get to bring all these girls into this one place where they get to hear different stories and actually be able to talk with some of these women who have some of the same backgrounds as them, but actually but have taken those things and whatever they've been through and actually made something of themselves. Right. So, that's part of the engagement part too, is the fact that they get to engage with those girls and stuff like that.
That's powerful. That is definitely powerful. I like that. I do. I really like that because it's and the story always, motivate. That's what motivates people to, want to go forth and continue on with their passion. Because some people may just feel like, I don't want to continue on because they may feel defeated. But when you hear somebody tell about, what they have done and how they have overcome some obstacles in their life, then, they feel more confident to keep going and pursue their purpose and their passion. So when you started nonprofit, what were some of those trials and tribulations you faced?
Let's see.
I know.
I guess something, I know for me personally, like I said, with the serial entrepreneur, like I'm a big dreamer, right?
Okay. So
I wanted to thank you. I'm a visionary, right? So I wanted to do it all. I had like a three subject notebook with like every event you can think of, every program you could think of, and I'm like, I'm doing all of this year, and I'm like, it's going to be bomb, and somebody had to sit me down and be like, where are you going to get the money from? And I'm like, oh, you're right. You know what I mean? Like these things cost, but then just understanding the fact that it's okay to start small, and I think that kind of hurt my feelings a little bit, like, dang, I want to be big, but I had to realize, but I want to do this also forever. So, I had to learn that, it's okay to start small, and stuff like that. And it's okay if everybody is not on the same page as you. I actually would tell some people about what I'm going to do, and people would be like, that same thing, like, well, there's no money in that. And it's like, well, I'm not doing it for the money, I'm doing it because I really want to make an impact, because I can see what my philosophy kind of can possibly do for these girls and things like that. So kind of really I guess, become giving my own positive, right? Patting myself on the back and kind of bigging myself up, realizing that like you can do these things because at the end of the day, you're not going to have an entourage behind you sometime in nonprofits. You know, you sometimes it's going to be only you setting up those tables. It's going to be you writing those grants by yourself.
Putting everything together. You're going to be a one-man band stand.
You are half the time. That's my mom always taught me, like, expect more of yourself and less of others. And I kind of actually took that with me throughout, like you know, and even to this day, because I realized, you know, just because somebody says no or somebody says, you know, we can't do that, it's okay. Right. Like, that doesn't mean it can't be done. Like, I can still get it done. It's just I might have to do it another way.
Right. And build up to it.
Exactly.
Because it's just like me, like, you see the end goal and how it wants to go, but then you have to like somebody have to will you back in and be like, okay, well, you have to do this, and this first and work your way to that, because going full-fledged to just hopping out on a limb and just getting the end goal, you like, yeah, not right now. Yeah,
and you don't want to burn yourself out.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to do that too. You know, I have other goals and I have other aspirations, so my nonprofit is just one of them. So I wanted to ensure that I still fulfilled life at the same time.
Okay. And so what's some of the resources would you suggest for someone looking to start a nonprofit?
So one of the biggest things is like use your network. Okay. You know, like I even as a coach, so I coach some nonprofit leaders and people who are actually aspiring to have nonprofits. So I work with them and figuring out how to organize it. And the funny thing is everybody comes to me with these visions, right? These visionaries. Right. And I always have to tone them down. They be like, no, I'm doing this. And I'm like, listen, find out who you have around you. So like, for instance, say your organization and you want to feed the homeless, right? You know, and you're like, well, I need $5,000, but you may not find $5,000. And what that can do is deter you or make you feel like I can't even do it. But the reality is you may have an auntie that could cook and she might make a pan of greens. And then you might know a restaurant that doesn't mind giving 2 pans of macaroni and cheese. So
here and there, right?
Here and there. And, you know, so you don't want to, so you can basically look around and see those people that actually are aligned with your vision and kind of bringing them in. Sometimes we want to keep our things to ourselves and we don't want to like tell nobody about it because we want to be secretive. But the reality is with nonprofits, it's a community thing. Yeah. It's not about you anymore. You know, it's about you. It's about everybody else and who else can bring something to the table.
Right. And I agree. And that's my my stance as well. Like, I don't believe that it's just for me, it's for everybody else, and we in this together. Right. And that's the purpose of starting Let's Talk Nonprofit, because I want to bring in those minority organizations and have them come on and say, hey, we're out here, we're doing the work, and let's build together and build a community of great nonprofit visionaries that can, you know, work together and see how we can we're building a network for us.
Right.
So I definitely commend you for that, and I may have to reach out to you offline as well.
That's not a problem. And that's why I say, like, you know, people coming to me and be like, well, I don't want to do this because somebody else doing it. I'll be like, that doesn't mean you can't do it. Like, you can put your own spin on it, but at the end of the day, one person can't feed everybody. You know, one person can't impact everybody. So we're all here for either families, youth, communities. We do it together. We can actually do something.
Right. So do you have like a backstory as to like any life experiences that you faced that moved you to start the nonprofit?
I guess it more so like an experience. I know, like, so after I graduated from Clark for my bachelor's, I worked a lot in the mental health field. Okay. So dealing with organizations and things like that, and I guess noticing just for me, like I said, stated before, we do a lot of talking. And, you know, I noticed that that's all people were doing was talking. And it's like, all right, we talking. But some of the girls that I would deal with and kind of work with, it's like when they go back home, they're being cussed out. They're being called out their name. So it's like, no matter, although I'm sitting in an office and I'm trying to tell them, like, you're so amazing, you're beautiful, you're a queen. When they go home, if they're being told they're garbage, whatever I said, it goes right out the window. So I felt that, you know what, we need to do more than just tell them what they are, but we need to show them. Right. So within that organization, that skill set part and that exposure, I felt like, you know, now, I can tell you you're a queen, but I'm also going to show you how you could be a queen.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to teach you a skill. So now you might know how to braid or you know how to sew. So now when you go home and mom or somebody tells you you garbage or something or you ain't going to be nothing, in the back of your mind, it's kind of like, yeah, well, I could braid and I can make money from this, or I can do this and I can go to school and actually build a portfolio here and get scholarships. So it doesn't matter what you say anymore because now I have some type of gifts that I can actually expand on. Exactly.
Right. And so tell the listeners how they can follow you on social media.
Sure. So everything's pretty much Young Belle Project. So our Instagram is Young Belle Project, Facebook, Young Belle Project, and also you can find us, our website is www.youngbelleproject.org, and pretty much that's where you can donate. We have all our information, any upcoming events that we do is going to be listed on that website where you can register, as well as learn a little bit about some of the programs we do as well.
Awesome. Absolutely. Well, Miss Tiffany, we definitely appreciate you stopping by. So let's talk nonprofit. You have been a wealth of knowledge for us, and we hope to see you and have you back soon. We hope to see you soon and have you back again.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you. Yes. Hi. So now we're going back into our next service highlight of the evening, and the next nonprofit organization that we're going to highlight today is called God Outreach, and the founder is Neil Phillips, and their mission is to guide the next generation of leaders of their highest capabilities while uplifting our communities to the utmost potential. So, and they have an upcoming event called Each One Teach One B2S Drive. It's a back to school drive, and the Lincoln Phillips Memorial STEM Scholarship, and the back to school drive is July 31st, and the scholarship that they have in name of Lincoln Phillips is Memorial STEM Scholarship. That's for high school seniors seeking to attend college with in their major in this upcoming fall. So if you're planning plan to major in STEM related programs, please apply to the Lincoln Phillips Memorial STEM Scholarship. I think that would be a great way and great opportunity for those to receive funding for the upcoming fall semester. Now we'll have our motivational moment by Miss Joanne Dean.
Well, greetings and blessings to you. I am Joanne Dean, founder of Inspired by Joanne and the author of It Begins With You, a journey of faith, forgiveness, and instructions for how to move forward. And today's inspiration comes from Psalm 118 and 29, and it reads, "Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good and his love endures forever." Until next time, continue to walk by faith, and remember, it all begins with you. God bless.
All right, y'all. Thank you all so much for tuning in today to Let's Talk Nonprofit. Thank you to our special guest, Miss Tiffany Brown Davis. She is phenomenal. Please check her out, the Young Belle Project. She has great things coming up as well. And please follow us on IG, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, iHeart Radio, Audible, and iTunes. And please follow your girl Brittany Johnson at I Am Brittany J. And you can also tune in on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you all so much, and let's talk about it.